Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to some Russian front updates. And we are now, see if I can zoom us on in here, the post-combat step. And it is the first winter combat. It's been pretty easy going all through these months. What months did we start in? I guess we started in June. Huh. But anyway, it's kind of slow going. It's been a few months. This game's been on my table for a while, but I don't. Like I said, I don't get much chance to play. Might have some time this weekend, but I did want to update you on what we got going on here. Let me go see if I can find my pointer. Hold on a second. Alrighty then. Sorry about that. And along the battlefield we shall go. I'll make myself comfortable here. And we're going without the flash this time. I was able to turn that flash off. I don't know if it helped or hurt, but I think this thing gets pretty good natural light. Like I said, it was the first winter. We had -1 on all my attacks, and there was some other effects for the, I think it's a German first winter, is what the modifiers are all about. But let us proceed. You can see down here there wasn't much going on. No offensive action, no air support. Had to lost my area units. They had to be withdrawn to another part of the front is what I'm imagining that is simulating. Go up here, and like I said, mostly holding actions through here. Now another thing is, because of the snow, we got these X markers on these seas, so no movement. We're using the break in the ice rules also, and there were no breaks in the ice, so movement in the Gulf of Finland, Baltic Sea, and so forth were restricted. But let's get down here, and here's my first attack, first battle. One thing about it, generally, now before I get these individual battle was, I don't know if it's simulated it the right way or what, but yeah, don't attack, don't have offensive operations in the wintertime. My die rolls were definitely reflected that fact. But on this one, I don't think it was too bad. Let's go down here and look at some casualties. Here are his casualties from the German offensive. And you can see he lost a lot of air units. He had some bad rolls on that one. But the first shock troops that the Germans encountered were no match. And they are in the frozen tundra. Wishing they never went to the Russian front. But and we'll see what the strategic situation is here. Here's my victorious units. I don't know how many hits he took. I can't remember. Oh, he's got 2 hits on him, so there's a lot of casualties. He can only take 3 hits, so I better rebuild him, and that's going to be expensive. Let's go on. Down here, my 47th, I guess, Panzer from the Central Army. He's got he's got 2 hits on him also, so not really too bad. But he was able to advance. I didn't have enough blitz factors left to do anything else. But he's coming against a couple good Soviet armies there. The 50th and the 59th, is it? 50th and the 59th Army. So we'll see how that goes. Air support critical in the battle. I can see what happens around here too. Now, one that really bogged me were these over here, especially this battle here. This is the one I had to keep this guy in supply, and the mission wasn't accomplished. As a matter of fact, we'll go over here to the German side, and here's my casualties. And you can see 46th Corps, Armored Corps, was eliminated, and also lost me a valuable air unit. So not many, in a way of quantity, is the Russians losing, but losing those armored units is not the way to go. I can rebuild mine though, but I'll have to see if I get enough replacement factors. I can rebuild his. He can't rebuild his. I can rebuild mine. But let's look at the situation. These guys here are cut off now. Here's the front. I got a couple armies behind the lines. Breakthroughs didn't come in the winter. Trying to get my panzers down there as quick as possible, replacing the cities with the infantry units. And going up north, and it's just a air unit that was used to resupply. can't use him this turn. And not much going up there. I didn't do no offensive operations, but I'm sure there'll be a lot of activity coming to Russian turn. So we're looking at the Russians' first turn. We got to go over here and see what I got to do here maybe this weekend. A return and transfer. It's where you return all your ships and air units to bases. The Russian gets to do that first, then the German. Then units that are still out of supply, which don't apply to me, will be taken out. Then the exploitation phase, so I'll be able to move some armor, but I don't know how much I want to move. You know, you can't have combats during that phase, and I don't know how much that'll really come in. Then it goes down to Soviet phases, so that is it. We're up to date. Not doing as well as against my opponent in fantasy baseball now as I was either. So I'm getting swept by this guy both on the battlefield and the ball field. We will be back. Okay, we are recording. And give you a little update here. There's currently the German exploitation phase. And of course I started everything without my pointer, so I have to use the nearest pen. We'll see what's going on here. It's still the winter time. Covered the map white in snow. It's definitely been an impediment to just some modifiers for combats for the German side and movement. But as you can see, I've moved some units for my exploitation phase. Down here, movement factor is a 6, but with the snow on the ground, things are a little bit twice as hard to get through. So this ranger's only out here. Now my strategy on these are to supply these guys by air. So I had to make sure I stayed within range when I returned my air units to their bases. But yeah, I got a couple armies here I need to successfully supply by air. And then when you do supply them by air, it is the hex that is supplied and all surrounding hexes, all adjacent hexes. So that's why I moved my 48th Armored Corps from the Southern Group next to the 41st in the North. So Army Group South and Army Group North converging on the plains of Russia, the Ukraine. But let's see what we got going on here. All the ones that move sideways, or rather the ones that move sideways, are the ones that are moved. So as you can see, I'm doing what I can to do to bring my armor units down for the massing to come on down here. Now if I can, I'm going to try to get some of these undefended factories. We'll have to see. You can't get too far out of supply. I can't get too far out of my range of my air units. But that is what's going on now. We're done with the exploitation phase, and as you can see, it was only some of my armor units that moved. Air supply. We'll see what goes on here, but I don't think anybody's too far out. Now after this comes down to the Soviet phases. I think one of the first things you do there is to remove, reserve, and refit unit steps. So I guess my unit here is going to go ahead and get rebuilt, get a couple points back, a couple factors back, but we'll see. I have to go through the rules and check that out. But other than that, we are still down here, and we are still playing Russian front. I know it's a little while, and I only published about a week or so, but I'm telling you, that's about all the time I got. And unfortunately, we got hit with a little bit of moisture today. And I had me a good day off, so unfortunately, I've been busy all day, so a little bit of nighttime activity and a little trading of vassal mods. We'll see if we can get some more going. We'll be back. All right, we have a correction to make. Or not a correction, but just a clarification before we did anything about the old refit unit. And the remove, reserve, and refit unit phase only applies to that phasing player's turn. So I don't remove this refit unit till it's the German turn. So right now it is the remove. It is the remove, reserve, and refit units step for the Soviet player. So if he had some units that were being refitted in cities, he could remove the units that are placed on top of them. They get 1 step back. So that won't be happening. So we'll be checking out the Soviet units for supply. See if anybody's out of supply. We'll be back. Okay, we're back. It is replacement time for the Soviet player. I'm going to go ahead and do this. And well, we got to go through the negotiations. There's always a disagreement on between what my calculations are and what my opponents are. So we'll do it before I open up the Vassal mod. But his replacements are like this. It's December 41. Give you a little. See if I can't get it all on here for you. Off board, he has 11 factors. On board, he's supposed to have 14, but he don't own all the cities that give him replacement factors. He only has 9, so out of that 14, he's only getting 9 factors. Also, he'll get 1 factor for an oil field, and this little dot here means that he gets 1 factor per 4 factories he has on a combination of on the board and off the board. So you can see here he has 2 factories off the board. 3, 4, 5, 6. Leningrad 7. I thought there was 1 more. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blah, 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 blah. I guess that's it. So per 4, that means he would have needed 1 more to get 2. So there's his 11 for off the board. His 1 for his oil field that he has in possession. Down here, where did the oil field go? Down here. Okay. Only gets 9 for his cities because I own Moscow and all a few other ones, Minsk. So he would have got 14, but he only gets 9. Then he gets 1 for his 4 factories, which he has 7. So 1 more, he would have got 2. So there's all his replacement factors right there. Also, he gets 1 partisan this turn. So let me go back and forth, converge and conversate via text, and we'll see if his numbers come up the same as mine. This might take a while, so I might have to do some of this tomorrow night and stuff, or coming up, but that's what we're looking at. Soviet replacement time. Let me see, he's got 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 factors. That'll replace a lot of. Well, I don't know, he might not use them all. We'll have to see, but numbers are starting to come in now on the Soviet side when you get all those factors. So we'll see. Can I hold the tide? Look at the board. Be back. All right, there's an update. This is when he gets his turn. Those shock troops were delayed, but they won't be delayed no longer. He'll be getting 3 armies of shock troops. The 3rd shock, 4th shock, and 1st shock. And 5, 10, 15, 20, 22 factors of replacements. So the tide could be turning. What else was I going to say? I haven't spent those yet because I haven't got his response, but I want to go ahead and get these units here all moved up and up to date. And there's a lot of game left to play. Let me get these guys all twisted around the right way. Oops. All right. Well, like I said, his factors are going to come into play. He's got a bunch of them available. And also, let's look over here. December reinforcements. Moscow will be delayed because I have Moscow, so that's one thing that's working in my favor. Stalingrad, and then any. So there's his replacements, reinforcements. What's going to happen? The battle continues. Good game of Russian front. Oh, take out the zoom. Be back.